Hey everybody, it's your boy Surge Dragon and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters Podcast. Back from hiatus, we covering Smackdown. With me today is Mike Henry.
If you're ready for episode 3 of the Heavens Monsters Podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you're ready for episode number 3 of the long-awaited Heavens Monsters Podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Also, we got Andre Mitchell.
Yo.
Chris is busy, so he's lost. Let's go ahead and talk about Smackdown. And we gotta talk about Roman Reigns. Yeah, what the hell is his deal, man? Oops.
Before you do that, like and subscribe, hit the button.
You want me to? Okay. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more Heavens Monsters podcasts on my channel, Surge Dragon. Also, we'll mention that later, of course. Alright, here we go. So, with Roman Reigns, oh my god. He's trying to act like a godfather, a Samoan godfather running things in fear and violence. He demands respect. He wants respect. Anybody that doesn't give it, he ends up giving them hell.
Oh my god.
Like Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce ain't no wrestler. He used to be. But he ain't no wrestler and he wants to go up in his face, man. What the hell? He cheats every time. He has his cousin Jey Uso cheating for him, man. Cheating. Always bending the rules for his advantage. That's what he's doing. You sent an attachment. Okay. So, what's funny is, and I gotta mention this for the sake of the fact of the Rated R superstar. When he won the Royal Rumble, he literally had everybody on edge. Pun intended. Because he hasn't decided who he wants to fight at WrestleMania. He doesn't know if he's going to fight Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, Finn Balor for the NXT Championship, or Roman Reigns for the Universal title. And after all that week of Raw, NXT, we finally get to SmackDown, and I'm just putting that middle finger up in the air because fuck him. He's making it sound like Edge is on his time. He ain't. So now he's going around acting like a dang gone child, demanding that he be named. So, you know what I see when I see this? This man who goes around saying that he is the Samoan chief of the Isle of Relevancy. Anything he touches turns to gold. This is one of those times where he has no control. So it ain't so much that he wants to make Edge relevant. Edge doesn't need to be relevant. He's the most relevant person right now. He has all the control. Plus, he's a Hall of Famer. He's been there. He is literally blowing the roof off every time they play his music and he enters the ring. He's gold itself as far as stardom. So, no matter what Roman Reigns says, he doesn't have to make him relevant. He's already relevant. He's the winner of the Royal Rumble. So, this is a situation where he doesn't want to admit, but we can clearly see. It's not Roman Reigns. It's needed for Edge, because he has other options. It's Roman Reigns who needs Edge. So, he's up in there demanding, saying, say my name, say my name. He was like, he wants it bad. He wants Edge to say his name. He wants to be relevant. How you like that, Andre?
That was just crazy.
And he gets jumped. And he gets jumped from behind by Kevin Owens.
I'm glad everyone is jumping. Oh, he's another beat down.
How about you, Mikey? He's probably watching Vengeance Day, NXT TakeOver. Mikey!
Screw Roman Reigns.
Say that again?
Roman Reigns is something special.
Your mouth is not close to the phone, bro. He wants to watch Vengeance Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, guys. Again.
Happy Valentine's Day there, Sergio. We gotta find the girl, man.
I'm single. In a pandemic.
Well, we gotta go find the girl, Sergio. You know the drill, buddy.
Oh, you too then?
Yep.
Alright. Next up, we gotta talk about... Huh?
I said Roman Reigns is something special.
What, special as stupid or special as something else? Alright.
Oh my god, I mean, I can't believe that Roman Reigns would... Oh my god. Unbelievable.
There you go. Where you at? I don't see you, Mikey. I see the ceiling. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Kevin Owens, who's tried and tried and tried. He's gotten so many opportunities to acquire the Universal Championship and keeps getting tricked, fooled, and bamboozled by Jey Uso. Just when you think he can't do anything else, it comes again. Last time was at the Royal Rumble, where it's a last man standing match. They managed to trick him with Adam Pearce, but still at the end of the day, he utilized everything around him, including the fact there was no disqualification, meaning you could hit the ref and stop him from making the count. So Paul Heyman came in with the keys, and Roman Reigns retains his title once again over Kevin Owens, who was ultimately insulted for his father and his grandfather. And you just want to see Roman Reigns get his just desserts and see Kevin Owens get his dues. But that's not happening. Roman Reigns has too much influence. And nobody's taking him out. Damn. So that's literally Kevin Owens. Owens fight, but it doesn't really matter when freaking Roman Reigns is doing everything in his power to mess him up. The hell? So, that's literally all I can say for Kevin Owens. There we go. So, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. We went from Roman to Kevin Owens. Jey Uso, he's just a puppet, honestly. That's all he is. He's just a yes man to his cousin, Roman Reigns, and the best of his ability. So we're trying to figure this out as to how someone else is going to enter in this picture, because they're doing this over and over and over. So before I watch Smackdown for this week, before Valentine's Day, I haven't seen it yet. I plan on to. So I actually had a prediction, and it sounds like from T-Money that I might be right. I said this on TikTok, saying the fact that we should see Roman Reigns defend that championship in a 6-man elimination match. Elimination Chamber style. And it sounds like from what...
Smackdown too, I haven't seen it either.
What it sounds like, from what my boy T-Money was saying, it sounds like that's going to happen. I have no confirmation on that because I haven't seen it yet. So, kudos to that. I'm going to watch that and find out and see how mad Roman Reigns is going to be, knowing he's going to have to defend it. I was like, ooh, I called it. And we got word from Adam Pearce and Shane McMahon that they're going to do that exactly for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre is going to have to defend it against former WWE winners. Championship winners. Carriers. What do you want to call them? So that's going to be interesting in itself. That's a controversy right there. So with Roman Reigns having to do the same, who is his opponents? I don't know. I'm going to find out. And ultimately the fact that we're going to see these guys beat the living hell out of Roman, and hopefully he goes in as champ but doesn't come out. One can only hope. Daniel Bryan last time went into the chamber and came out champion, which led to Kofi-Mania. So, will we see Owens Mania or somebody else? What do you think about that? Mikey?
What is Roman Reigns going to do about it? What is Roman Reigns going to do about it now that Adam Pearce put him in was it 6-man or was it 7-man?
6-man.
Along with his cousin Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, and who knows what.
We'll have to wait and see. What about you, Andre? How do you feel?
Alright so far, I don't know, man. It's alright so far.
You looking forward to seeing that Elimination Chamber match, though?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, you know?
Alright, next we gotta talk about Daniel Bryan, who has definitely been on the sights of trying to get that WWE Championship, not WWE, Universal title, and ultimately get in the way of Roman Reigns, but it looks like he's been put on the side, especially when he was trying to dedicate that he's going to win the Royal Rumble, because he may not have enough time left to wrestle. That's sad. This is supposed to be most likely his last run before he retires. And from there, he ends up losing, getting eliminated. Edge wins the Royal Rumble. So now what is left for Daniel Bryan? Especially knowing that he's had a feud with Cesaro, losing to Cesaro, but has an abundance of respect. So are we maybe seeing a union of Daniel Bryan and Cesaro soon? Where maybe, and this is me thinking, Cesaro needs a push. Cesaro's due for a push because he is literally that well of a competitor. So I'm hoping Cesaro is the next person that is pushed into a title picture with Roman Reigns. Especially if he has someone like Daniel Bryan backing him up. What do you think, Mikey?
I don't know what's next for Daniel Bryan because, like you said, it's his last run before he retires and beats with his wife Bryan and his 2 kids. This is Daniel Bryan's last chance.
How about you, Andre?
Yeah, I hope they get a push. You know, I want to see Daniel Bryan in this last match. You know.
Okay, I gotta change this up now. I gotta change this up for a week and say something we also hate. Sami Zayn.
Oh, God.
See, I knew you were gonna get up. Go ahead, Mikey. Tell him what Sami Zayn's been doing of late.
He's been bragging that he never lost the Intercontinental, which he did. He lost it, I believe, to what? Big E?
Yep. In a lumberjack match.
And then all of a sudden he handcuffs himself, bring out a sign. Oh my God. He's better off without Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop him from getting in the 3-way argument between the Intercontinental title with Apollo Crews and Big E. Big E being the champion. Also, I want to point out, Big E is definitely deserving of that title because the fact of the rules of Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks were doing their job. He's not supposed to run, but he was running. So the Lumberjacks dragged him back into the ring and literally did their job. So with that said, he's still saying that it was a conspiracy, that the whole business is against him. But he doesn't seem to realize that he himself is making it worse for himself, acting like a complete know-it-all and a jerk and an ignoramus and all that, trying to play coy. One point that I want to point out, and I want to mention this history. So Andre and Mikey, listen up. So you remember back then, before the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had the three artists, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura lost the Intercontinental title to Braun Strowman. A match was supposed to be made for a rematch, and then, because of Braun Strowman's words, he said, I would take on all of y'all. He took that, Sami Zayn put that in his mouth and said that he would fight him, all three of them. He signed his name, and he had Cesaro sign his name. It became a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental title. Now, remember, this was Shinsuke Nakamura's title rematch. But at the end of the day, the teamwork did in fact beat Braun Strowman, Monster Among Men. But it wasn't Shinsuke Nakamura that won the title. It was Sami Zayn. After that, the pandemic did happen. He have to be restricted the title. And we already know what comes next. We got AJ Styles, then Jeff Hardy, then a title rematch. Then Sami Zayn makes his return with the old title, which they couldn't even use because it was pandemic. But he had it. It was disinfected, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, Sami Zayn became the new Intercontinental Championship. Or two-time. Then, of course, we had Big E after the Lumberjack. Now, he comes to Shinsuke Nakamura after all this time mentioning the group, this, that, trying to conspirate between Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, who were tag team champions at the time, and saying that he owes him a favor, help him out. Here's some details in there I didn't mention. Why didn't he help him become the Intercontinental Championship again? Instead, he became the Intercontinental Champion. It was supposed to be for the faction, I guess. Like New Day, but instead representing the artist. So maybe Shinsuke Nakamura let it slide because it was for the group. Well, after pandemic, he comes back spouting nonsense saying it was his title, his title, his title, his title. He didn't even bother to say hello to his friends. And when he did get the title back, he was saying that he's the most prestige title. No one else matters. Every other title is champion is second rate. At the time, the tag team champions of Smackdown were Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, it ain't looking too good, Sammy. Just burning your boys. So, at that point, both Sami and Shinsuke Nakamura knows where Sami Zayn's alliance lies in himself. They stop being around him. So when at that point, after everything, Sami Zayn does go and say he needs some help from this to deal with Apollo Crews and Big E, he says, go screw yourself. Rightfully so. Wouldn't you agree, Mikey?
Screw Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a jerk.
Uh-huh. A lousy friend, too. Wouldn't you agree, Andre?
Yep.
He did them wrong.
Yep.
They ain't no friend. That's a freaking selfish bastard.
True.
So Sami Zayn's in this for himself, obviously. He played coy, he played the artist, he played this, but at the end of the day, his true colors show, and he just in it for himself. So he's making a documentary for all this, and I'm just waiting for this documentary to come through to see if he edits it to make him look good, or the actual documentary shows how much of an idiot he looks. One of the two. Yeah. So, next, let's see. Let's talk Big E.
But
So with Big E, he's definitely taken on all challengers. Most of the time, it's just Sami Zayn or Paul Cruz right now, because everybody else is dealing with their own business. But yeah, Big E has no problem tending with anybody over and over. He will defend his championship, and he's definitely looking that. Here's an issue. Recently on Talking Smack, he got with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman's looking at him and saying that he could be the next guy to go up against Roman Reigns in 2022. That he needs to definitely look this forward and know that he can be fighting against the Chief. He's trying to sell matches to make Roman Reigns look good. But then he goes and points this out saying, yeah, I definitely want to go to WrestleMania for the Universal title. But you got to remember one thing. That's if your boy, Roman Reigns, is the champion come there. So whether he's not, I'll definitely take that in consideration. Paul Heyman does not like that. Paul Heyman is like, he's not going to be. He is going to be. No one's going to be the champion after him. Nobody. I was like, oh boy, Paul Heyman should know better than that. So Big E's definitely putting that into rear view and looking forward. Definitely going to go and become Intercontinental Champion and probably more gold later in the future. So what's your thoughts on Big E, Andre?
I'm glad Big E is the Intercontinental Champion. He deserves it. I hope he beats up Sami Zayn just for the heck of it.
And,
Sami Zayn don't get this title, so.
And what about Paul Cruz?
I want to see him beat down on Paul Cruz again. Give him another beat down. Hope he don't get the title either. So.
And you, Mikey?
Well, Big E has a big run. That's one. Two, don't know what's next for Apollo Cruz. And number three, no one cares about that big fat wall with Paul Heyman.
We did see at one point or another with Apollo Cruz speaking with both Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. So is he aligned with them or not? We haven't really seen him with Roman Reigns afterwards. So it definitely puts a question mark on, is Paul Cruz working with Roman Reigns? That's to be debated until a further showing that they are. That's the truth. All right, let's talk about the women. Let's talk about Sasha Banks.
It's boss time.
Yeah. What do you think about Sasha Banks right now, Andre?
I don't know, man.
How do you feel knowing that she has to deal with Carmella?
Carmella nutcase. I hope Carmella get a butt kick.
And what about her previous dealing with Bayley?
I like Bayley, man. That's my girl.
You like Bayley?
What?
Yeah, Bayley and Nia Jax.
Nice. Oh my god.
But I want to see Bayley get her butt kicked too.
There you go. All right. And what about, what's that boy's name? The flip boy, attendant of Carmella?
Well,
I don't know. I can't remember his name. I forget his name.
Say again, Mikey?
Then number two.
Number two? So with that said, Mikey, what are your thoughts on Sasha Banks?
Well, let me go back what I said. First, Sasha Banks had a good run ever since she ended Bayley's reign of terror. And then number two, look what happened. She got to altercation with Bayley's old friend, Carmella, and her new Somali Reginald. And I'm like, oh my god. Who the hell is what is he got to do with Reginald?
Reginald, that's his name.
What? I mean, yeah. I'm like, let's go back. First, she had James Ellsworth. Then she had R-Truth. And now what? Reginald? That's what, 3 men she had?
Nah.
Oh, not to mention she also got a boyfriend, the Smackdown color commentator Corey Graves. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, buddy. He speaks highly of her, I'll tell you that much. So, let's also mention the fact of the Slammies. Sasha Banks took 2 trophies. 2. Being the overall superstar and the overall women's superstar of the year because she had acquired all 4 title belts. If I'm correct. Not 4. No, yeah. All 3. I was mentioning NXT, but no. So she acquired the SmackDown women's title, the tag teams title, and the Raw women's title all in 1 year. No one else has done that with any of the representing titles of men or women. So she did. So definitely the fact that she did that in a year's time, definitely worthy of that Slammy for heel or babyface. So that's interesting enough to know that she got 2 Slammies. Next, we gotta mention Carmella, knowing the fact that she came back after an injury and changed her gimmick from fun-loving to high-class woman who...
Untouchable.
Yeah, Miss Untouchable. But she's touchable because she got tapped out not once, but twice. So she's still going around with this attitude, and it looks like she has some sort of alliance with Bayley. So does that mean they will become number 1 contenders for a women's tag team title match against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax? That is yet to be said with anybody else. So we'll look forward to that. In addition to that, we also have Bianca Belair, who beat Bayley before the Royal Rumble and eliminated her, and as well as won the Royal Rumble. Now has a one-way ticket to WrestleMania, and she has her pick at whomever she wants. Right now, it sounds like she only has an option against the Raw and the SmackDown, not the NXT Women's Championship. That would be interesting to see.
No. Not. Please. Let's not.
What? What, Mikey?
Let's not see another NXT Women's Championship. I said, let's not see that again. I mean, we saw it last year. Let's not see it again.
What? You didn't like the NXT at WrestleMania?
Come on. What? You want to put a second year in a row?
I said it was an option, but they took that option away. Doesn't sound like she's interested in fighting Io Shirai. Or they're saying that she's not allowed to pick NXT, while the Edge is. I was like, what? Come on. Or the fact that they actually might think of giving whoever wins the NXT championship between Finn Balor, what was his name? Bruiserweight? Pete Dunne. And possibly Killian Cross. I gotta get all these names here. Between those 3 men, it's yet to say what's going to happen after Elimination Chamber. So with that said, it might be moving towards NXT, and we might have the first time ever NXT men's belt defended at WrestleMania. That'd be nice. Finn Balor, definitely, if he comes out on top, or Killian Cross, in my opinion, goes to WrestleMania. That'd be interesting. So, knowing that SmackDown is in the same predicament, but we don't know if she might go to Raw fighting Asuka or fight Sasha Banks, I'm leaning over Sasha Banks because those 2 women definitely have history. Friends and enemies. That's going to be good. What do you think, Mikey?
What do I think?
Yes.
Well, like I said, let Bianca Belair decide. Because about the EST, I want to see Bianca versus Sasha.
Ooh. How about you, Andre? Sounds like Andre's MAA. I'm going to leave that alone. Sounds like he's busy. All right. Next thing we got to mention is Otis. He's been working with Chad Gable, but they haven't really been doing nothing with him except using him as a side character. You know that? Mikey, what are you doing?
So I had to feed my dog.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna worry about that then.
Well, what were you saying?
Otis, he's been working with Chad Gable, but those two have not really been used except for side characters. You know that?
Ever since Tucker stabbed him in the back.
Oh. Yeah, yawning. Okay, next thing we gotta mention. There you go. Andre, what do you think about Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair? Would you like Bianca to choose the SmackDown Women's title and have those two fight at WrestleMania?
I would have liked to see Bianca Belair beat up Sasha Banks for the women's title. So
that'd be nice. Or her versus Asuka.
Well, I had that choice. I would like to see Bianca Belair take on both and be both Raw Women's, the Raw and SmackDown Women's champion, but then most likely Sasha Banks.
All right, let's take a look around. Let's see let's talk about the tag team division, which has hardly been showcased on SmackDown. You know that? Damn. We know we got the Street Profits looking to get their title back after losing it to the Dirty Dogs, as they're being called, with the AW Dogs, with Robert Roode, Glorious, and Dolph Ziggler, Mr. Steal the Show. And now he's called the Heartache Kid. The Heartache Kid. So what do you think about the new tag team champs, Andre? Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Dude, they need to get their butts kicked for those tag titles. Good, real good butt kicking.
And you, Mikey?
Oh my god. The Glorious Show. Unbelievable.
Is that what they're calling themselves? The Glorious Show Dogs? Because I thought they were calling themselves the Dirty Dogs.
Oh, whatever. Dirty Dogs, Glorious Show, I don't care.
All right. So the tag team division is